Hi, this is Rob from Naked Vapor, and in this video we're going to take a look at the new USB variable voltage pass-through unit as I've got here. So I can already hear some of you groaning and moaning and going, what the hell did he just say? Well, basically this is just a USB, as we can see here, USB variable voltage pass-through unit. So there's no battery here. This does require to be run off a USB, an appropriate USB port. We'll talk about that in a moment. So you can see here at the top it has a standard Ego threading and mount there. So that means that you can attach anything that is 510 compatible or anything that has 510 Ego threading. Say something like these Vision clearomisers, for example, or standard 510 threading, and the new Kanga 1 mils as well there. So you can see that that just screws directly into the thread there, whereas the Visions here, they have a shroud around the outside and the connection's actually right up inside there, hence the outer threading or the inner thread and the shroud over the outside there. So basically, as I said before, these are variable voltage and they can do anywhere between 3 volts and 4.8 volts. And as I said, there is no battery, so there's nothing to basically go flat on you. You can sit there and vape to your heart's content without having to worry about running batteries flat. So if you're in a work environment where you can actually vape, these things are great. As I mentioned before, these are variable voltage output devices, and they output from 3 volts right up to 4.8 volts. The first step, 3 volts, is indicated with a blue light, as seen there. If I press the button 4 times quickly in succession, it'll change to the next voltage stage, as we can see there, and that's more of a pink light, and that's indicating 3.6 volts for pink. Again, 4 more quick presses, we've got red, and that's 4.2 volts for red, and 4 more quick presses and we go to green, and that is now indicating 4.8 volts. Now with some variable voltage devices we'd do that again and it would go back down to 3 volts. With this one here, if we do it 4 times in succession again, it actually goes to an off state. Okay, so it can't be accidentally fired. So we just need to press that 4 more times again and it goes back down to 3 volts, and that's ready to fire at 3 volts. So these are a great way to experiment with cartos quite cheaply. Variable voltage, you don't have to worry about the battery running out, as I alluded to before, and you can attach just about anything to them, and with the standard Ego threading you can attach whatever else you like too. Because the cord here that attaches to the USB plug, that's about 1200mm long, so it gives you a reasonable sort of range. I've got mine plugged into a 7-port USB hub at the moment, but you could plug it into a standard port on a computer. You can't use this type of AC adapter here. We supply these with our starter kits. They just don't push out enough current to drive the variable voltage pass-through properly. I've got it plugged into one here at the moment, and what actually happens here is this light on the unit itself will just flash like so, like a standard battery that's flat, because it obviously can't get enough current to do what's required of it. So don't even bother trying to use one of those ones in particular. If we ever do find one that does work, we'll be sure to let you know, but at this point you do need to use a standard computer USB port or a powered hub like I'm using. So just to recap, these are variable voltage USB pass-through units. There is no battery, so they do need to be plugged into a powered USB port to work. They have 4 voltages: 3 volt, 3.6 volt, 4.2 volt and 4.8 volt, with 4 quick button presses in between to change between the different voltages. So I've just put a couple of these together just so you can get an idea of how big or small they actually are. They are fairly small, as you can see when I pick them up. They're actually quite nice to use though once you've got them in your hand, so that they're quite well proportioned. They're a lot weightier than you actually expect them to be, so there's a nice feel to them. This one on the right hand side here is just fitted with a dual coil cartomizer with a stainless Ego cone cover, and it's also got a red drip tip. And on the left hand side is a product we're going to release probably in the next couple of weeks, is the new Vision version 3 clearomisers. These are rebuildable, so you can pretty much change everything from the tank to the tip to the coil rather than disposing of the whole unit. So we'll have more on those possibly next week. So yeah, this has been Rob from Naked Vapour. Thanks for watching. Cheers.